Have you ever looked in the mirror after a fresh bob cut and thought, why doesn't this feel quite right anymore? Not terrible, not wrong, but somehow the bounce you expected isn't there. The lift you were promised, missing. The frame around your face, now it feels more like a helmet than a halo. If you're a woman over 60 and your hair doesn't behave the way it used to, this video is for you. We've been told for decades that a bob is the best haircut for older women, elegant, ageless, easy to style. But no one ever told us what happens when your hair changes texture, volume, and mood after 60. No one warned us that the same cut that once made us glow might suddenly weigh us down. Before we dive in, drop a comment below and tell me, what haircut are you currently wearing? Are you loving it? Are you rethinking it? I read every single one, and don't forget to subscribe. We're building a space where women 60 and beyond get smarter, more stylish, and more self-assured every single day. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on what many stylists don't say out loud, not because they're hiding it, but because they've never had to wear the haircut themselves. We'll walk through the 5 biggest mistakes that quietly sabotage a bob after 60, and more importantly, the subtle shifts that transform your haircut from flat to flattering, without sacrificing your identity or maturity. 1. The scissors and styling. Here's something no one tells you. That famous promise that a short bob gives you lift. It's not the whole story. If you've ever walked out of a salon expecting bounce but ended up with something flat in the back and puffed at the sides, you're not alone. The truth is, the way most bobs are cut past 60 actually works against aging hair. The usual approach, stacking the back and blunt cutting the sides, may have worked wonders in our 40s when our hair was fuller and springier. But with finer texture, the same cut becomes heavy where it shouldn't and limp where it matters. I learned this the hard way. I once thought I looked chic until I saw a photo of the back of my head and thought, why does my hair look like a box? Instead of lift, I had bulk. Instead of structure, I had squareness. The fix: ask your stylist for softness at the nape, not sharp edges. Keep the back light and slightly angled, not stacked like bricks. Let the layers bend just enough to move. When lift is your goal, height at the crown isn't about how short the hair is, it's about how it flows. A diagonal bob that follows your natural bone structure instead of cutting straight across will change the game. And that's just the beginning. 2. The sharp line that's dragging you down. This one might surprise you. We've all been told that a clean, even line at the ends of a bob is the secret to looking polished and put together. And sure, it can look crisp when the hair cooperates. But here's the sneaky truth. When your hair starts thinning or loses its elasticity, that same perfect line becomes a weight. It drags your entire look downward. The cut may be symmetrical, but your face won't look lifted, it'll look pulled. The eye is drawn sideways, not upward, and suddenly that elegant bob becomes a horizontal shelf around the chin. One of my clients once told me, my cut looks tidy, but I look exhausted. That hit me. She didn't need control, she needed movement. The fix: break the rule. Add subtle interior layering, light, airy snips within the shape, not visible stacks. Enough to let light through, enough to give your cut room to breathe. Think softness, not stiffness. Even a few millimeters of airiness can lift the whole face. Don't fear breaking that strong perimeter rule. After 60, we've earned the right to play by new rules, ones that lift us up, not weigh us down. 3. The shorter is better trap. Here's a mindset many of us fall into. My hair is thinning, so shorter must be better. It makes sense at first. Less length, less weight, more volume, right? But over time, going shorter and shorter can backfire. When your bob gets too cropped, especially if your hair is fine, the shape collapses instead of lifting. Your scalp starts to peek through. The sides puff, the crown flattens, and you end up with a silhouette that works against your face. I've been there. I kept trimming, thinking I was chasing volume, but what I really needed was balance. One woman I worked with looked in the mirror and said, "I don't look younger, I just look sharper." and not in a good way. What turned it around was adding just a little length back to the sides. Not to hide anything, but to redirect the visual weight. When the front has a bit more swing, the eye is pulled upward toward the cheekbones. The whole face softens. The cut supports your features instead of stealing the show. So next time you're tempted to go shorter, pause. Sometimes the secret to looking lighter is giving your haircut room to breathe, not chopping it off. 4. The polishing step that undoes everything. You know that finishing touch we all do after styling. Just a quick brush through, a dab of serum, maybe a blast of cool air to set the shape. Here's the twist. That final step might be undoing all your hard work. I didn't realize it for years. I'd style my bob, get the crown looking lifted, the sides soft and neat, then I'd smooth it all over for polish and flatten it in the process. Finer, aging hair is delicate. It holds a shape best when it's left alone after styling. That little brush stroke or serum slick, it adds weight and seals the wrong parts. Instead of a soft crown and flowing sides, you get a crown that sinks and sides that puff. I used to blame the haircut, but the cut was fine. It was my after-styling habit that was sabotaging the look. Now I tell clients, finish styling, then step away. Let your hair cool completely. Touch it only with your fingers if needed. A gentle fluff near the roots does more than a heavy brush ever will. Trust me, your hair will hold its shape longer, and you'll feel more confident knowing you didn't flatten your volume before even leaving the house. 5. The good habit that's quietly sabotaging your shape. It's not always the cut that's the problem. Sometimes it's what we do when we think we're helping. One move I used to make every single day was tucking my bob behind my ears after styling. It felt tidy, grown-up, elegant, but in photos, something looked off. The crown looked flat, the sides looked pulled back, and the shape felt like it was collapsing inward. What I didn't realize was that simple little tuck was destroying all the lift and movement I just created. It shifted the balance backward, erased volume at the crown, and widened the face. The fix, hands only, no brush, no tucking, just a light lift with your fingers. Let the sides fall gently around the cheekbones. Let the crown settle naturally. If you feel tempted to adjust, wait. Give it 10 minutes, walk around the house. Check again. Most times, your hair looks better when you don't fix it. Especially with a bob, every movement counts. So let it settle, let it be soft. Sometimes the most powerful thing we can do for our look is nothing at all. 6. The myth of the universal bob. Here's the biggest myth of all, that there's one bob that works for everyone. That one cut that flatters every face, fixes every flaw, and makes everyone look effortlessly chic. If only. The truth is, the perfect bob isn't universal, it's personal. Your bone structure, hair texture, density, even how you feel when you touch your hair, that all matters. I've seen women over 60 try the classic bob and end up frustrated. It was too boxy, too stiff, too much work. The breakthrough always came when we stopped copying the magazine photos and started working with their real hair. One woman, graceful, silver-haired, cheekbones for days, tried a soft, layered bob that curved inward just slightly at the jaw. It looked like it was made for her, but it didn't follow a rule book. It followed her. That's the key. After 60, your bob shouldn't just frame your face, it should honor it. Your haircut should move the way you move, soften where you need softness, and never demand more than you want to give. So if you've been chasing the perfect bob, maybe it's time to create one that's perfect for you. If you've made it to the end of this journey, first, thank you, truly, because what we've explored here isn't just about haircuts or bobs or styling tips. It's about something deeper, reclaiming your reflection. After 60, the rules shift. The tricks we once trusted, the sharp lines, the aggressive layers, the idea that shorter equals younger, start working against us. But the beauty of this stage in life is that we get to rewrite the rules. We get to look in the mirror and say, this is who I am now, and I deserve a style that honors that. Maybe the biggest lesson of all is this: it's not about doing more, it's about doing smarter. A small angle here, a lighter touch there. Letting the shape breathe instead of forcing it into place. Respecting the way your hair wants to move now, instead of punishing it for not behaving like it did 20 years ago. And here's the secret no stylist ever said out loud. Your best haircut isn't one that makes you look like someone else. It's the one that makes you feel most like yourself. When your bob lifts gently at the crown, grazes your cheek just right, moves with you and not against you, that's not just good hair. That's a kind of freedom. So if something in this video made you pause, nod, or even whisper, "That's me," then I hope you'll take the next step. Try one of the shifts we talked about. Have a conversation with your stylist. Or just take a moment to see your hair as it is now, with kindness. Before you go, I'd love to hear from you. What's your current hairstyle? Are you wearing a bob now, thinking of trying one? Drop a comment below. I read every single one. And if this video gave you even a spark of inspiration, don't forget to hit like, tap subscribe, and turn on the bell for new videos each week. Because beautiful, bold, wise women like you deserve advice that grows with you, not against you. You're not behind. You're just getting started with smarter scissors and a stronger sense of self.